and then they just have end school early or what?
Yeah, they're trying to do a well.
Is that even?
It is a so.
You know how early?
Oh, she, like,
What is wellness? What are they supposed to do?
Oh my gosh, right? They don't want to. It's awful. It really is.
But that also doesn't make sense, so you have to go to class still?
Well, it's all remote.
But like, so you have to walk, I mean, you could still travel and just do your classes from the beach. I would have been doing the whole semester like that.
we're always worried about that. I think he's covering me with
I actually did see something about that on Facebook or Twitter, I don't know. You know how I try to stay as far away from that as possible now, but every once in a while it kind of pops up into your life and you're like, oh, that's interesting, you probably don't have to go with that. I did like it. As a senior master, that's the biggest thing. I did not.
Getting too close to each other.
But
Look at you now.
yeah, well, the thing is, just I had gone to informational meeting or something, like I learned about like what I was thinking about, like, I think my time would be good. I also played club soccer in college, so I like was always doing that stuff, so.
I always go with my friend who, like,
Yeah, we would, you know what's so funny? We're just looking at pictures from something from college, and we went to the, you remember the concert that was on the National Mall for Veterans Day? Freshman year.
Wait a minute, were you global Earth?
No, it was for Veterans Day, yeah, and it was like, it was Bruce, I think Bruce Springsteen was there, Rihanna, Metallica, like it was the most bizarre concert, and
my buddy who I always go
we
find
skipped
with,
class, yeah.
Oh, wow. See, I tried to go and I was so far away.
Yeah, we
kids
went,
too, but
we went, like, we got there,
again, I'm just a little bit more,
concert was just like, we didn't have something, yeah.
it feels like going to a gym, it feels like so, like, unnecessary.
I know.
Unnecessary, you know, physical activity is a good for your mental health, but like, at the same time, it feels like I would feel like a real jerk if I was right.
Yeah, you think that also like these new, so I think they can figure out whether or not they're responsible enough to travel, you know, like even them being so out.
I think they're fine.
Yeah. Or like, my other thing is to like, say, cancel spring break and then end the semester a week early, right?
driving and I told buddies of mine that I will never use, but yeah.
No, man.
Well, I
you
speak
understand.
Spanish
Sounds so
now.
impressive.
There you go.
Use it all the time, man.
I mean, I had learned
Sorry, I
Spanish.
didn't interrupt you.
It's funny.
No, but then you're having it for room for it. Yeah, quiet room full of people. A live mic. Oh, really? Yeah, so I mean, I scheduled abroad, like, you study abroad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to Prague.
Nice.
Oh, that was the film one.
Yeah,
That was the
it
film
was like
program.
a film one, it was like
Party,
a short
party
fiction.
capital.
No
A short
way.
film, yeah, it was really fun. So I like got
awesome.
an immediate, got a medium format camera there.
Really?
The film was obviously,
Oh, man. That's awesome.
and we'll never use that film for anything, but it, I use it.
Right? Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you do know the word for Cadelco, right?
Yeah? Thank you. Sorry.
1969. In Prague. That's like, one of the most amazing.
Yeah.
And Prague is one of my favorite cities.
I know. I miss it a lot.
I went there in 90, I went there once in 94, and I did, didn't want to leave. Yeah, back then, yes. I don't know where the school is, but yeah, back then it's really, really easy. So how did you stay there?
Just like, 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
One semester?
Pardon?
One semester, right?
Masters?
No, one semester, right?
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, the fall my senior year.
Mhm.
What? Oh, yeah, no, I know, because they said, what, I said they could, I'm sure it's new to do this product.
Thank you.
I think outside, I think so, maybe Russell,
They are having here for
and then maybe outside Russell.
It's gonna be built out of.
325, yeah.
Oh, okay, oh, okay.
I think so. All over the place. There's not a couple of weeks in there, so, yeah.
Because I'm having to. I don't know if that's permanent.
Oh, I didn't even know about it.
No, go ahead.
How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm here about once a week. We rotate reporters, so we're not overcrowded.
I haven't been here for weeks now. Not much been up there, so only 1 week and then.
Not starting to go elsewhere.
Our house mostly. Because they don't have restrictions anymore, right?
Yeah, but then the house has a reversal that's leads, so.
It would be nice if you could travel with it.
Yeah, not bad. Actually, I think the House Republicans are doing their summer, the spring session. I don't know that exactly.
Where is it gonna be?
Well, they had a contract with the Greenbrier that they were supposed to do
do our little Airbnb again.
Yeah, it would be nice to go there again. I enjoy that trip.
It was just a bit of a drive, but other than that, it was nice.
It's fine, I mean, West Virginia is not that far.
Yeah.
Totally doable.
I like when I go to like Philly or Baltimore though.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Also,
far to go out and things.
yeah.
But not that anyone's doing that right now, so. I guess if they're gonna do one in the pandemic, one they're gonna do it.
I always think that West Virginia is very pretty, so I always want to go there.
Sorry, sir. Someone else. Sorry.
I know. That's, I think the one with Jeff is like, how can we look at this?
You picked the right position.
You gotta accept
You're facing them,
I'm
you're over there.
seriously ready to fall asleep.
I'm really tired.
Move the camera around.
Let's hurry up.
TV camera.
Mhm.
What
I'll
else
take
is
like
there?
TV camera level when I'm sitting down here. Running late.
I mean, always.
Trouble. Yeah, podium up against the wall here.
Yes.
Like they matching the horizontal channel.
Mhm.
And like the clips can't wake you up anymore because no one's using clips anymore.
Wait,
It used to be so wild.
I thought the second one is the flash, right?
You see that the eyes are filled in?
Did you see somebody sent a picture, somebody, like one of the senators, or kind of a photographer, fell asleep on the Zoom from during one of the hearings? I was like, well, that's embarrassing. But like not just the sleep, but like head all the way back. God, no.
That's probably how the one we really put on that is about 50.
I mean, I have almost fallen asleep in that hearing, yeah.
And we cycle really fast.
Is that one of those proposal ones or?
Flashpoint. Flashpoint. It's the Adorama imprint of Rodox. Rodox is like a Chinese company. They make smaller, cheaper stuff. Pretty good stuff.
Well, they didn't have to, you know, fast recording time, that's good.
Yeah, the battery's like it's like almost like Matchbox though. Like super powerful.
But that's kind of small. Well,
I mean, it's like it's chewed like a in a radio in the airport, it's like 300 feet is like the power. Pretty amazing.
minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I going zigzag? Do I have to just like swap to the right? Yeah, I don't know how they got it. That's not bad. Okay. That's fine.
Very nice. I think this is the first time we have a majority women here. That's good. We have 50-50.
50-50. It's a majority.
It's a majority. Touche. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So we just finished, our caucus just finished a really fine virtual discussion with President Biden, and Senate Democrats are committed to passing the American Rescue Plan to crush the virus, recover our economy, and deliver help to Americans who need it the most. President Biden made his pitch today to our entire caucus, and he said we need to pass this bill and pass it soon. That's what the American people sent us here to do, and we have to get America the help it needs. We've had the worst health care crisis in a century, the worst economic crisis in 75 years, and we need to deliver. We're on track to send the American Rescue Plan to the President's desk before the expiration of the enhanced unemployment benefit, which occurs on March 14th. We could take it up as soon as tomorrow. I expect a hearty debate. I expect some late nights on the floor. But American people are overwhelmingly in support of this legislation. A majority of Democrats, independents, and in many polls, Republicans support this bill. It seems the only group that doesn't support this bill are Senate Republicans and House Republicans. But the American people, including Republicans, show very strong support for this bill. And they know, and the reason is simple. We have to crush the virus. We have to get our economy back on track. We have to get Americans back to work. And we all know how the bill delivers. $1,400 in additional direct payments to struggling Americans. That's the $2,000 check that we promised, the $600 from before and the $1,400 now. It'll help our schools reopen as safely and quickly as possible. It'll help small businesses get roaring back. It'll keep teachers and firefighters and bus drivers who work for governments to continue to work. It continues the assistance for the jobless and the hungry. And it funds in a far more robust way than President Trump even contemplated distribution of life-saving vaccines, the linchpin to overcoming and ending this pandemic. Every member of our caucus, I believe, has had input into the bill we will put on the floor. We are working in concert with the President and the House, and we all know that job number one is pass this bill. So we'll begin consideration of the American Rescue Plan as early as tomorrow, and we'll have the votes we need to pass the bill. Our message to the American people is very simple. Help is on the way. And now, Senator Durbin, in his green tie.
Thanks, Senator Schumer. Now that the House has done their part, we have to do ours, and we start this week. We're beginning the reconciliation ordeal, and many of you have witnessed it. It is, as Senator Schumer said, it means many long nights and many amendments that frankly don't go to the heart of the issue, but are attempts to divert us into some other political question. I think our caucus is focused as it should be. We know the American people are counting on us. We don't have a day to lose. We need to put that money into buying vaccines and distributing them as quickly as possible. There should be no questions asked about that. We've got to keep our word to the American people about the second half of that $2,000 payment. We've got to make sure that those who are unemployed don't find March 14th to be a disaster day, but a day of continuity so their families can continue to be fed. This is Joe Biden's initiation. It's his centerpiece of his administration. It's his demonstration to the American people that he heard them loud and clear as he was campaigning across America. We are going to come together, face the reality of this pandemic, and put it behind us. And I think Joe Biden is going to persevere and, with our help, succeed in charting a new day for America.
Senator Murray.
Thank you. The American Rescue Plan deals with the kinds of problems that I have heard nonstop from people in my home state of Washington from the start of this crisis, like, how am I going to pay my bills and keep a roof over my head? How am I supposed to go to work if I don't have child care or my kids aren't safely in school? Why can't I get a test? When can I get a vaccine? So it's no surprise to me there is such strong support nationwide for the policies we are about to send to President Biden's desk. Families need direct relief. We are going to send it. Too many are still out of work. We're going to prevent expanded unemployment benefits from expiring on March 14th. We'll get help to get vaccines in arms faster, hire and train more public health workers, and ramp up testing capacity. We'll invest in programs to counter the disproportionate harm COVID-19 has caused, specifically to communities of color and tribes, and expand affordable insurance to families. We'll give schools much-needed resources to help students get back to classrooms for in-person learning safely and stabilize our struggling child care sector, both of which are critical to helping women and working families get back to work. We'll support small businesses and help states keep teachers and firefighters and sanitation workers and others on the job. People support the American Rescue Plan because the American Rescue Plan supports people, workers, families, communities who know firsthand the loss and hardship of the last year. To those who are struggling, we have been listening, and we're going to tackle the public health care crisis and get our economy going again. To Republicans in Congress who insist help for workers and families, investments in safely reopening schools, speeding up vaccine distribution, and more are not necessary, who say we're somehow overstating a need. It is time to start listening to the economists and the mayors, to the governors, to the public health experts, people nationwide who want Congress to treat the COVID-19 crisis as seriously as they do. And then join us in doing what the American people have made absolutely clear they want done. Send the American Rescue Plan to President Biden's desk so families and communities can weather this storm and we can continue the work ahead to bring back our economy in a way that is stronger and fairer than ever.
It's hard to believe that it's March again, and for so many people across this country, communities, small businesses, moms and dads and kids, it feels like last March never ended. People need help now simply to survive, and we understand that. That's what the American Rescue Plan is all about. And we know that our economy can't be healthy until our people are healthy. That's just the bottom line. And so that's why we feel such a sense of urgency to get the vaccines into people's arms and to do what is necessary to help people survive and be able to make sure our children can get back into classrooms safely. We know that the American Rescue Plan tackles these urgent public health needs, first and foremost, providing billions in funding to get vaccines in people's arms to provide supplies and testing and staffing to stop the spread of COVID-19. It'll lower or eliminate health insurance premiums for millions of Americans right now. And it tackles some of the systemic health inequities that underserved communities and communities of colors have faced for generations. And just as importantly, this is focusing on behavioral health. People are suffering right now, both in body and in mind. And we need to make sure that we are addressing health care above the neck as well as health care below the neck. And that's what is in this bill. We also have needed support for hard-hit rural communities to address what is happening, to keep our rural hospitals open and telehealth care available. And we also, in this bill, are addressing pandemic-related disruptions to our food supply chain to get help for our farmers to be able to get food to hungry families and to offer assistance to farmers of color who have faced discrimination for too long. We're a year into the pandemic, and American families and communities need to know that someone continues to have their back. That's what this is all about, and we're here today to tell them that help is on the way.
Thank you, Debbie. Yes.
Lisa Schumer, you have said that the Senate is not going to be a legislative graveyard for House bills like it was last Congress. Can you talk about the House starting to send a ton of bills over Equality Act, HR 1 this week, the policing bill, and a ton of bills coming up after that? What your strategy and timing is on these
Yes,
bills?
first, look, let me say this. I believe my caucus believes, excuse me, I'm supposed to keep the mask on when I talk to you all. I believe, and I believe my caucus believes, that we need big, bold action. And we're going to figure out the best way to get big, bold action on a whole lot of fronts. We're not going to be the legislative graveyard, very simply. McConnell refused to put bills on the floor. I'm putting bills on the floor. People are going to be forced to vote on them, yes or no, on a whole lot of very important and serious issues. Yes?
Are you open to lowering the $400 per week of cancer component benefit in the House Tax bill to $300 to get the support of that?
Look, I supported the $600. I think that put a lot of money into the economy, and it was very good. I know that this was brought up when the group yesterday met with Joe Biden, and they're discussing it. Yes? I called on her.
Thank you, Leader. Do you think Mayor Governor Andrew Cuomo can resign?
Look, the allegations that have been made by Ms. Rush and Ms. Boylan and Ms. Bennett are serious, very troubling. These women have to be listened to. I've always believed that sexual harassment is not acceptable, must not be tolerated. Now there's an investigation in the hands of a very, very capable person, the Attorney General of New York State. I supported it and called for it, and now she's doing it. I know the Attorney General will conduct a thorough investigation that will be totally, totally independent without any interference, outside interference, political or otherwise. You're next.
In 2017, when Senator Al Franken allegations were made against him, you personally called for him to resign, and those necessarily weren't fully investigated before you called for the resignation. So what's the difference here? Is there a double standard?
Look, the bottom line is, just let me say on this issue, I have a great deal of faith in the Attorney General's investigation.
So how surprised were you at these allegations, and how quickly does the investigation need to move?
I have faith in the Attorney General's investigation. I'll leave that to her.
Were you surprised?
Yes, yes.
To follow up on Lindsay's question, if Republicans block things like voting rights, immigration reform, the Equality Act, are you supportive of getting rid of the people set up for this program?
The bottom line is we're going to figure out, we're going to come together as a caucus and figure out the way to get the bold action that the American people demand. But we will put bills on the floor. That's the huge difference between McConnell and us. Last one.
On the COVID relief bill,
Yes.
sounds like they're open to changes to this bill when it comes to the floor.
Look, we want to get the biggest, strongest, boldest bill that can pass, and that's what we're working to do. Thank you, everybody.